Welcome to basking in God's grace. Today's devotion is found in 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 10, where it says, "The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken in pieces. From heaven he will thunder against them. The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to his king and exalt the horn of his anointed." This verse is part of Hannah's prayer in thanksgiving after God granted her request for a son. Hannah praised God for his answer to her prayer for a son. Hannah praised God for being a rock, firm, strong, and unchanging. Hannah doesn't need to fight against Peninnah for being arrogant and criticizing her because she can't bear a child. Hannah knows that God is all-knowing in that He will judge all sin in pride. Hannah wisely left judgment up to God. Because we live in a world where all evil abounds, and where wars and terrorism always threaten, we may forget that God is all-powerful. Hannah saw God as solid rock, the one who knows what we do, sovereign over all the affairs of people, and the supreme judge who administers perfect justice. It is true that remembering God's power and authority help us to be confident on Him, knowing that He has given us a new perspective in life. Like Hannah, we should be confident of God's ultimate guidance over the events in our lives. We should be thankful for the ways God has blessed us. By praising God for all His good gifts, we acknowledge His love that He has lavished upon us. Like Hannah, we need to resist the temptation in taking justice into our own hands. God will weigh our deeds as well as the deeds of those who wronged us. God is true to His promise that He will bring His people out of captivity and justice. The prophecy of Zechariah about the horn of salvation was fulfilled as we read in Luke chapter 1 verse 69, where it says, "And has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of His servant David." Jesus became the horn of salvation that God raised for us. Literally, horn causes all the animal's enemies to feel afraid. Similarly, the salvation of God is our horn. He has cast fear into the heart of His enemies because His salvation is strong. It is the ultimate defense against sin and evil. Jesus wants us to see the horn as a symbol of protection. It symbolizes that we are in the right place under the care and ownership of a strong king. When we think of the horn of salvation of God, it means that He defends us and assumes care for His own. He wards off our battles and provides means to protect and guard us by His great strength. Like Hannah, she did not defend herself and put justice in her hands, but rather she brought it to the Lord with thanksgiving in her heart, and God gave her the peace and joy that she needs in her entire life. May it be unto us That as we meet adversaries, trials, and persecution in our lives, we don't try to face them with our own strength and wisdom, because we will always be defeated no matter what we do. But if we bring them to the Lord, He will give wisdom to us and strengthen the horn of our salvation, and He will show justice in favor of His children who trust in Him, because God is just and loving. Do you need justice? God is the best judge. Call upon His name, and He will always show you the right way to justice. Jesus is our horn of salvation. Thank you for tuning in. Keep basking in God's grace.